Thanks, Lizzie, and thank you all for attending today's webinar. So as Lizzie has said already, my name is Alex Norori-McCormac, and I am the Program Director for this really interesting MSc program that we have here in the Chemical Engineering Department at UCL. But as you may have already seen and read about, the program really spans UCL as an institution and even crosses international borders. So I hope I can give you a little flavour of that program during the webinar today. And as Lizzie has said, please ask any questions in the Q&A box as we go along, and we'll do our best to answer those questions at the end. So first of all, just to give you a sort of a broad introduction to the program. For us, the MSc program is a fusion of science and engineering with sustainable environmental and social practice. And the program has been put together to give students a broad exposure to areas of policy and action across the wider natural resources sector. The first half of the program sort of deals with the science and engineering aspects, giving you a sort of a strong understanding of how we approach the various parts of these industries, exploration, extraction, processing, and so on, producing those products that we use in our daily lives. Later in the program, we then tend to focus on those social and environmental aspects that underpin our practice within these industries. So what do we need to think about to move these industries into a more sustainable future, and thinking about the sort of business and decision-making processes that take place in the background as well. So drawing all of that content together. We like to think that graduates leave the program well-versed in multiple aspects of these industries, and with a good level of confidence to assess these multifaceted problems and challenges that we face within the industries, helping to design and present solutions to the problems we face. And to expand upon what we'd like to think you leave the program with, what are those outcomes? And so you, throughout the program, gain a substantive overview of the natural resources sector. And again, not just the sort of science and engineering that underpins the action within the industry, but all of those sort of external factors that influence how we make decisions and how we go about the actions we undertake within the industry, but also thinking about how we want to be more sustainable in those actions in the future. We want you to have the confidence to contribute towards the decision-making processes within these associated industries as well. So by gaining a broad understanding of all the different elements of these industries, you leave with that confidence and knowledge to contribute towards the discussions that are being had. Thinking more about the sort of skills you develop throughout the program, being able to lead and function as part of multidisciplinary groups. A lot of the graduates that come into the program have very different backgrounds, and that allows really interesting discussions to take place whilst you're approaching challenges within particular modules or discussing wider challenges within the industry, talking with professionals from industry as well, having that broad sort of pool of talent to tap into and gain experience and knowledge of as you progress through the degree really enhances that learning experience. I've sort of said it now, but you get the opportunity to hear from a range of experts in industry across the range of modules we have. So they may be scientists, they may be industry professionals, but they all help to enhance the experience you have and gain insight into what's taking place within all the different industries we cover. Where we can, we give you hands-on experience with various aspects of the course. That might be going on field trips, for example. That might be undertaking practical exercises and sort of mini design projects within certain modules. We're giving you that opportunity to apply the knowledge and understanding that you are developing throughout your degree. The final third of the program really relates to undertaking a rigorous academic research project. And so that is a combination of different skills you may have or you may develop throughout the program, and applying that rigorously to a current challenge within industry, and demonstrating your ability to undertake a rigorous piece of academic work and sort of demonstrate the quality of the output and how we go about these particular sorts of challenges. Again, I've sort of touched upon this particular point already, but you do get the opportunity to meet people from across across the industry, and from across the world. So you get that sort of broader cultural flavor. How do people work within different industries, and how do people from different parts of the world approach the challenges that we have? And you can learn about the different challenges that people face within different parts of the world as well. And ultimately, with 5 to 6 months in Australia, you get that opportunity to live in another part of the world. And I can sort of safely say now that at least some of our students this year will get that opportunity to go and complete their degree in Australia. So how is this program structured? So we have a sort of a core spine of science and engineering modules that are delivered in term 1 and one module in term 2. This program is hosted by an engineering department, and one of the core sort of theme that runs through it is gaining an appreciation of the science and engineering procedures and processes that form key parts of the resources sector. So whether or not that's learning about sort of process design and implementation, how do we produce natural gas, for example, or how do we separate minerals and metals from their host ores? Having a good grounding in these particular areas is really important when it comes to having conversations about how we move these industries forward. So term 1 focuses on elements of hydrocarbons, on mineral extraction and processing. And then we have a couple of optional modules in here. One of them relates to geology and gaining a foundation in geology if you don't have that. And we do strongly recommend that if you don't have a background in geology, you consider taking that geology module. And we also have a new module in here, which we just started this year, in renewable energy in the resources sector. So connecting to another part of the sort of the broader question, and a really topical subject for today. We spend a lot of time talking about how renewable energies are really key to moving us into a carbon neutral future. But actually, what are the resources we need to underpin that transition? And I think for a lot of people, it's quite surprising how much we will depend upon the mining industry in particular to facilitate that change. So some really interesting topics in that first term. In the second term, we sort of move on to more sort of policy areas, business and decision-making type modules. So we have a core module there in decision and risk analysis, and that's delivered by the UCL Management School. And that module really helps bring together the science and engineering and the policy elements you are learning throughout the program, and to give you the confidence to think about how we make decisions and why we make those decisions, in full view of all the information we have available to us. And the more the better decisions you will make. And so having an understanding of science and engineering, having an understanding of policy, environmental and social practice all feeds into making these good decisions. Also in term 2, we have a module there, prevention and remediation of environmental contamination. So taking those science and engineering themes from term 1 and thinking about what we need to do to mitigate and minimize the impact of those industries from an environmental standpoint. Earth resources and sustainability. So again, a module that sort of encompasses many of the themes of the program itself, thinking about how we sort of extract these resources and sort of minimizing the impact and extending the viability of the processes that we are undertaking into the future. And then a couple of more optional modules here. Business and sustainability, so creating sustainable value in the businesses we are focusing on, and integrated hydrogeology and sustainable water management, which looks a little bit more closely at how we sort of manage the supply and usage of water and how water links into a number of the industries that we have an interest in here. So in those 2 terms, we have a really broad and interesting selection of different topics that we cover, but all focused in on the resource industry. And as you can see from the diagram, we also have the dissertation, which sort of spans your entire time at UCL. And in those first 2 terms, whilst you're in London, we're looking at sort of developing the skills and knowledge you need to undertake a dissertation, but also to select your dissertation. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple of slides to come. The second half of the program flips you around the world and takes you to Australia. Again, I'll talk about that in a second, and I'm fairly confident that you will be able to go to Australia if you join the program next year. We do also have a year in industry option, which becomes available once you join the MSc program. It really depends on year to year which employers are linked into that program, but you have the option to apply to undertake this extra year. And what that allows for is for you to undertake an industry placement as a second year of this MSc program, and you go spend between 9 and 11 months with an industry partner. And at the end of that, you write up a report that constitutes a second year of study. So you would leave with an MSc in global management of natural resources plus a year in industry. And assuming that that goes well, it's fairly likely that they would then, potentially offer you a permanent position with that company as well. So it's another way to sort of transition from study into the working world. And it, may be an option that you would like to consider once you join the program. Some of these optional modules do have caps on numbers from year to year, so that's just a bit of information at this point, and it's the kind of thing we would then rediscuss at the start of the academic year. So I hope that was an interesting sort of overview of the structure we sort of have. Previously, until this year, we ran with a fixed program structure, but based on industry trends and feedback from graduates to the program, we have created some optional modules within there to tailor your experience and to make what you get out of the program more relevant to yourself. Just a quick slide talking about how the program team is structured. So there's myself as the program director. And my role here is to help sort of manage and coordinate the delivery of the program and be a point of contact to you. I do teach in both first and second term as well, so there's a lot of contact time. And it's my role really to oversee that delivery and make sure that experience is what you would like it to be. Then I've got a number of colleagues spread across UCL and the University of South Australia. So first of all, Sadeshna Basu, who coordinates the dissertations here at UCL. Sadeshna is based both in chemical engineering and earth science, and so has a really broad and varied background, which comes across in the modules she delivers across the two departments. And then finally, in terms of teaching staff, you have Izzy Mackay, who is a lecturer on the program, but also the deputy departmental tutor. So another person that you can speak to about, a number of different things relating to yourself as well as the delivery of the MSc. The three of us work together closely as a team here at UCL. We're not the only staff that do deliver and teach, but we do coordinate and manage a significant part of the program, and we're there for you whenever you sort of need that. We then have Albert Yahaz and Craig Stein. These are two academics, both based at the University of South Australia, and help coordinate activities down under. Albert looks after the dissertation, coordinates that aspect for UniSA on our behalf, and Craig Stein coordinates the management of the program overall from the Australian perspective. He also leads the social licensing module delivered in Australia. So again, another key point of contact throughout the program. And last but not least, we have Adela, who is the teaching and learning lead within the department linked to this program. So anything related to submissions, how we manage our sort of teaching and learning online, Adela helps us there and is a key point of contact for students in the program. So now to just move on and talk a little bit about the international experience. You spend between 5 and 6 months here in London to start your degree. And this is where the majority of teaching is delivered. There are 7 modules taught here in London. And so you come to London, you have that initial sort of 6 months where you are engaged with all these different subjects. You get to know your peers and colleagues, and you get the opportunity to have a flavor of the place as well. UCL is a broad, really interesting institution with all sorts going on, and it's a great place to come and learn about a huge variety of different subjects. UCL being the largest face-to-face university in the UK, with a huge, broad set of faculties, allows us to deliver such a broad and interesting MSc program. Once you complete term 2 at the end of April, hopefully you will then be able to move over and join UniSA for the second half of the program. And there are two key elements delivered down there, and it makes up about a third of your study, but about 5 months of the total time. For the last few years, we haven't been able to offer this due to COVID. However, this year, some of our students are going to be heading out to Australia to complete their studies. And from next year, we do expect that all students in the program will be heading out there to complete their period of study. We've had in the past a number of questions about what does this mean for your degree. Your degree is a solely UCL degree. And so although you do go and spend time at UniSA, you will just have a UCL certificate at the end of your studies. So why Adelaide? Why the University of South Australia? And why have we partnered up with them? So as I said, assuming the situation allows you, you will be able to spend time out there. But Adelaide and the University of South Australia are really well placed and do engage significantly with areas of interest related to this program. Adelaide and South Australia are places that are heavily engaged in the resources sector, undertake significant research in areas of mining, mineral processing, hydrocarbons, elements of the nuclear industry, and so on. And so it's a really good opportunity to go to a place really strongly focused on research in the areas we are interested in, but also geographically very well engaged with it as well, so that there's an opportunity to go out and see what's going on within these industries. The UK is great in terms of research and learning, but has a rather small sector when it comes to mining in particular. And so by going to Australia, you can engage a bit more fully with those research aspects and actually see what's going on from a practical point of view. And because of that, there is that opportunity to engage with academics and researchers working with companies or working on research with government agencies that has a strong link to these areas of interest to us in this program. And so by going out there, you have that opportunity to sort of physically engage with and undertake research, practical research in lots of different areas related to the subjects we're interested in. Social licensing is taught out there as well by Craig. Social licensing really, although becoming and embedded in global practice, has seen a lot of exposure in Australia in the last 10 or 15 years. And certainly we've seen news stories about the social implications of the industries we're interested in stemming from Australia. So there's a lot of practice there, there's a lot of knowledge and understanding, and there's been a lot of prior engagement. And so by undertaking that module out there, it allows that knowledge and that practice to inform the teaching. And so you'll get that opportunity to connect with individuals working across this particular area. So it's a great place to learn about current practice in that particular part of the industry. As I've said, there's an opportunity to visit a range of industrial sites. This can change year on year and really depends on the situation, and COVID included in that. But in the past, they visited training centres for the hydrocarbon industry, small-scale environmental remediation projects, larger-scale mining operations and processing operations as well. So there's a number of different potential options out there, and depending on the circumstances we find ourselves in, there may be the option to go and see some of these sites. And again, it's an opportunity to go live in another part of the world, meet new people. Again, because a lot of these operations in mining and so on are active in this part of the world, there's opportunities maybe to engage with industry and professionals as well in a way that you wouldn't be able to in London. And that's thinking about what kind of future careers you might want to have. And as I've said, the key part of the time you spend out there is really focused on the dissertation. So again, that opportunity to work with academics in those key areas of research and interest. And the way we structure this is a number of academics from the university lead sort of research groups or clusters, as we call them, where those academics have a particular area of interest. And you sort of subscribe and sign up to clusters of research that interest you. And once those clusters have been allocated, you can then spend time with the academic leading that cluster to design a project that interests you within that particular area. So although these projects typically have a science or engineering sort of basis to them, you can take your own background knowledge and experience and your own interests to help craft and create a research project that really interests you within that sort of umbrella of a subject that you have opted to engage with. And there are a number of sort of additional activities with this particular module. So it's not just delivering upon a bit of, a bit of research and writing a dissertation, but there's also presentations, and the option, sorry, not the option, the obligation to produce a poster at the end as well that describes the research you have undertaken. And that allows you to engage with other academics at UniSA, talk to other students about what it is you have learned and the experiences you have had. So it's a really enriching experience overall. Again, it's learning about all these different skills. So it's not just about writing, it's about communication and so on. So we really want to engage you with different ways in which you can look at and undertake these sorts of tasks and learn about them and learn how to do them. I've sort of touched upon offsite visits or field trips. These have been really constrained by COVID in the last few years, and even this year we're looking at different ways in which we can try and maximize what we can do in the relatively limited amount of time we now have to do them. We like to run a field trip to Dorset for the geology module. Down here we can look at sort of petroleum forming systems and look at the different rocks and how they sort of interface with each other and the different structures that form in the subsurface. Dorset is a world-class site for this, so it's a nice way to sort of engage with and see and sort of almost feel the things we do talk about in the classroom and get you to think about the different relationships that exist and what that means for the petroleum industry in particular. We, in term 2, run a field trip to Olkiluoto in Finland, which is the site of a nuclear power station, but it's also the site of the world's first nuclear waste storage facility for long-term high-level waste. So the site isn't quite finished in terms of its ability to store waste, but we can go out there and have a look at the different waste storage solutions they have and how they've thought about it from a policy perspective, and then we can go and physically see and engage with the waste storage site there. So that's a really unique and interesting trip to the only place in the world where this has actually sort of been taken to completion. In Australia, as I've said, we can offer a number of different trips. So the one we've sort of run with for sure every year is a trip to a steelworks and a lead and zinc smelter in the northern part of South Australia. So again, they're located in and around Port Pirie. So again, some of the biggest smelters in the world. We've also had trips to a sort of petroleum training center, so a bit like going offshore, but actually sort of engaging with the equipment and the processes in a sort of safe onshore environment. And then we can and have looked at smaller local trips on a yearly basis. So there's a range of different ways in which we can sort of engage you practically with the different aspects of the program, and so you can sort of physically see and from that understand some of the processes we talk about, which can be a little bit difficult to interpret just solely in the classroom. And then perhaps one thing that you might be keen on finding out about, but what are our teaching and assessment styles going to be like for next year? I think it's fair to say the last 3 years have been complicated and challenging and varied depending on where you have been. For next year, we're hoping to return to what we would call a sort of standard sort of mode of assessment and delivery for our modules. So typically for modules I deliver, for example, that would be 4 hours a week of contact face-to-face time or similar sorts of activities. But how each module approaches this will be different. Different lecturers have different styles and ways of teaching. For me, I think 4 hours of face-to-face lectures without any sort of engagement can be a little bit, substandard, and that there are other ways in which we can engage you with your learning. So, we can use tutorials, we can bring in guest lectures, but our sort of commitment to you at this point is that we should be returning to sort of a sort of fully traditional mode of delivery. I think there will be elements of online as well. I think that's, you know, unavoidable, and in some respects enhances your learning depending on what you're engaging with. You know, for me, I like to present sort of underpinning material online and then sort of discuss that in lectures. So that's the sort of mode I would look to be delivering in future. As I said, those face-to-face sessions will you know, engage in different things. So group work, discussions, guest lecturers, more practical activities as well. And that can build upon further content that's delivered online. So I hope the experience is as enriching as it can be in the years to come. In terms of assessment, we have a range of different assessment patterns. You know, we have courseworks, use reports, projects, group work. We do have a small number of exams. And we also use quizzes as well to just sort of check your knowledge and also help round off the learning objectives that you're aiming to target within each module throughout the academic year. So I've sort of covered the academic aspects. I've just got a couple of slides left that talk about the sort of social aspects and where you're going to be. So, you know, you start off in London, one of the world's most multicultural and vibrant cities, and it really is a fantastic place to come learn, you know, live and grow and meet people. I've been in London for 15 years now, and it's never got boring for me. You know, there's just all sorts you can do and all sorts of people you can meet, and yeah, it's just a fantastic melting pot of different cultures and experiences. And you can go out there and sort of do any activity at any time of day or night, really. You know, it's really an interesting place to be. UCL is also well placed in, you know, within London to get out and go see other parts of the UK, and you know, there's plenty of airports nearby to go and explore other parts of Europe and the world as well. So it's really a world city that's got all sorts going on, and it's a great place to be a student and to be at university. And then the flip side to that is going to Adelaide in Australia. So actually, this is a picture of a koala that I took the first time this program ran. So this, you know, it's a beautiful place to be. It's a big city of 1 million people, but it's a little bit different to London. It's a bit more spread out. It's a little bit more calm, but it's really got that, you know, a fantastic experience of being in a different place and meeting different people. And again, it's a well-connected city. It's a big city within Australia, and so the rest of the country is at your fingertips. So whilst there, you can have a great social experience, meet students at the university there. There's a few universities within Adelaide as well. So, you know, there's that social opportunity. There's plenty of mining companies with offices within Adelaide, and so there's that opportunity to engage with companies as well if you want to sort of push that forward. So it's really a really fantastic place to be, and it's you know, it's a cheaper place to be as well, as I've sort of said at the bottom. So it is cheaper than being in London, being in Adelaide. In terms of how we go about this process in a normal year, once you're here at UCL, we would begin the application process to ensure you can get a visa in time to go. We sort of manage that process on your behalf. And so, you know, once you're in UCL, the sort of prerequisites you've used to get to UCL are then used to get you to Australia. So you don't need another language test, for example, if you needed one to get a visa for the UK. So we help you with that process. We connect you with UniSA staff, and we sort of facilitate all of that action to take you forward. And of course, we don't want to just take you and sort of drop you off in Australia and leave you at that point sort of unsupported. So we're here throughout the academic year for you whilst you're out there, but we also connect you with those UniSA staff early on, so you know who it is that you're going to be working with before you go. And then we do go out there as well to see how you're getting on with your experience and just check to make sure everything's okay. There's a little bit of extra information about housing here on this slide as well. There are a number of different ways in which you can approach that sort of challenge in Adelaide. We do provide you with information and support as to how to go about that particular process as well. So again, you know, please feel free to ask questions in the Q&A here, or do email us, or you know, find a way to connect with us, and we can really help you with that as well. So just a final slide. We do have a few social media channels. I will admit we probably don't keep them up to date as much as we really should do. But again, these are ways in which you can connect with us and ask us questions in an informal way, if that would help you. So I think last but not least, it's just to say thank you for joining us today. I hope you found the presentation interesting and informative. And please do ask any questions you might have in the Q&A box, and we'll do our best to answer that question. So that's it from me. Thank you very much. Edie, I think whilst some questions might come in, I don't know if you just want to quickly introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course. So my name is Edie. I'm about halfway through now this Global Management of Natural Resources program, starting in September. Obviously with COVID, it's been a bit different to maybe how it normally would have been, but it's honestly been a fantastic program. You get so much content and material that just spans such a wide variety of subjects, whether you're going from like natural gas to mining to social licensing. And it's been a really good mix of lectures, guest lectures, and also seminars and workshops. And it really just balances it all out. So getting practical and lab work with earth resources and workshops in natural gas. And it's just a really well-structured program. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. And fingers crossed, one of the people going to Australia, COVID allowing, to do my dissertation out there. So I would really recommend this program for anyone who's interested in earth sciences or engineering or just any of these subjects that Alex has talked about. It's a really good program.
Great, thank you. So we have one question here. So thank you for the informative presentation. During term 3 in Australia, will the students have guaranteed accommodation provided by UniSA? A good question, and one that it's a little bit challenging to answer. So UniSA do provide accommodation, and they do work on a different sort of term time schedule to UCL as well. So they have sort of 6 start points a year. Students who have spoken to UniSA to get accommodation haven't had any problems getting accommodation in the past. I can't say they could guarantee it for you, but the accommodation is available for you to take up. So I hope that answers your question. Students have approached this differently in the past as well. So I think in the first few years, some of the students were quite comfortable to just go to Adelaide, stay in a youth hostel for a week or two, and just go out together and find some accommodation in the private market as well. So you can go through the university, and there are other sort of accommodation providers out there as well. I think what's been quite nice is once the students arrive in London, they make friends, and then they sort of go together to choose the kind of accommodation solution they want for their time in Australia. No problem.
Wonderful. If we don't have any more questions, then we could wrap up there. Just last chance to sort of add any questions there. But otherwise, thank you for joining. Alex, is there anything else?
I think that's it. Yeah, I mean, I hope you've all found it sort of informative and interesting, and it helps you think about, what you want potentially from this degree and where you want to go.
Brilliant, thank you. And we hope to see you at UCL in the future.
Great, thank you everyone for attending.